It is vain that you rise up early and go late to rest, eating the bread of anxious toil, for he gives his beloved sleep. With the world on fire,
The flames erupted Saturday morning.
and seemingly inescapable political turmoil,
The radical left, will you shut up, man?
the world is a chaotic place right now, to say the least. Besides the amazing work of people supporting each other in this trying time, a lot of us are just trying to get crap done. We live in a culture that pushes for productivity. From stock investors to self-help books, our lives demand us to stay ahead of the curve. But what no one focuses on is when that curve overtakes you. How then do you find a balance? Returning to the verse I read earlier, Psalm 127 is supposedly advice from King David to his son about the balance between productivity and rest. And that's what I want to talk about today. Not specifically rest being a gift from God, but more the balance that is needed between productivity and rest and what that means for us in the 21st century and specifically in 2020. So here are my 4 main principles that I use in my life to try and claim back rest and avoid burnout. Number 1, schedule your calendar. Right, so we've all been there. You're sitting in your room and you're sitting there enjoying your time watching Netflix, and then you go, oh crap, I've got a homework due for tomorrow, and I'm halfway through a Netflix show. No one likes to be there. I have 4 apps that I use to schedule my time.
Ooh, you're hard.
I use Google Calendar and TickTick to schedule things that I know are going to happen, and then I use Todoist and Habitica to schedule things that I know I need to get done. Let me explain. For the things I know that have to happen, like music lessons or academic lessons, I know I can't rest in those times. Anything I know I generally need to do without deadlines, like homework, I put into Todoist. Then I know I have that rest of the time to watch YouTube or video edit or, play Among Us. Everyone schedules their calendars in a different way, but just for productivity's sake, for rest's sake, in order to properly balance it, before I talk about all the things that I do to rest, you have to have your productivity in order first and know what you need to do before you commit to Netflix or whatever. I just feel that needed to be got out of the way. It's just for my sake anyway. Number 2, get the right amount of sleep. No, but actually. Right, so anyone who knows me knows I'm so crap at sleep. If I had the choice, I would go to bed late every single night, and let's be real, most oftentimes I do.
You naughty.
But I've just started reading Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker, and he talks about, the health benefits of sleep. And in the book, he talks about how a lack of sleep can increase your risk of cancer, disrupt your blood sugar levels, and shorten your lifespan. Do I need to say any more? Alright, I'll link a Matt Diavella video down below which goes into much more depth about the book, because he's finished the book, I haven't, and also he's probably a better creator than me. But the long of the short of it is, try and get 8 hours of sleep a night, and that's not 8 hours in bed. Try not to have caffeine at least 10 hours before bed. Doesn't really apply to me because I barely drink tea or coffee. And the last one is, try not to have screens 1 hour before bed. That's probably the most difficult one for me, as a student and general procrastinator. Right, now I'm not an idiot. I don't think this is realistic. There's so many nights where staying up late is inevitable, or, you're out with your friends or whatever happens. But as much as you possibly can, I beg you, please try to get at least 8 hours of sleep a night, because unlike the rest of productivity, this is your health in question. It's not, oh, I'm going to be unproductive. It's these have health ramifications. So up to you, but it's my advice. Number 3, meditation. No, get that image out of your head. That's not what I mean. I'll let Andy Puddicombe explain what meditation is.
An easy way to think of it is to imagine yourself sitting on the side of a busy road. the passing cars representing the thoughts and the feelings. All you have to do is to sit there and watch the cars. Sounds easy, right?
Right, let me be super clear. Meditation isn't this like pseudo-spiritual practice, and it's also not trying to stop your thoughts.
It's over 9,000!
It's a practice in where mostly you're focusing on your breathing, but you're just observing your thoughts and letting them go past you. I think this is probably the most optional of the four, I'm gonna be real. I don't do it that often. It comes to me, I come and go in waves, but I think it's really important when it's the right time, and especially when I'm
Stop it. Get some help.
especially when I'm stressed. It helps me a lot. Number 4, commit to intentional rest. This means taking time to intentionally allow yourself leisure time. When I'm at home, this means observing the Sabbath on a Sunday, because as a Christian, that's what I do. And, you know, committing to go on a walk or read a book or whatever. Just either put one day or one time period aside to do something that's not productivity orientated. Now, I understand this isn't always possible. Like for me, I'm a student and I board. So when I'm at school, on Sunday I have choir and I have orchestra, so I can't dedicate the whole of my Sunday to doing nothing, and a lot of times I'll have homework for the next day that I'm not done yet. So the whole point isn't to be really strict, it's to just give yourself that time period to do nothing. And some people will find this easy, I find it really hard, but just giving yourself time to intentionally rest. Now, a lot of times for me, I end up actually scheduling this in, especially when I'm at school, which is why that first point of getting your calendar in order properly is so important for me, because if I don't do that, then when it comes to me scheduling in time for me to rest, I could schedule in time on a Wednesday and find out I have a music lesson. So be intentional about your rest time, but it has to balance with your productivity. That's the whole point. 1 2 1 2. So this is the part of the video that gets real for me, is that this is not all conceptual. Towards the beginning of lockdown, I just got in such a rut. I can either try really hard every day, which would be really exhausting, or fall into this slump, and it kind of peaked for me right around the time of the whole George Floyd, and I mean, my heart with everybody else's just broke, and I was so done. I was like, what has this year been? What hope is there left in the world? And right off the back of that, I quit social media. You know, I still signed all the petitions and did all of that, but I quit for like a month. And out of that hiatus from social media, I wrote a song just expressing my emotional hurt at that time, and mainly just as a sort of eulogy for George Floyd. And, you know, I didn't put any words to the song. It kind of, at the time, I think to me it seemed inappropriate to express words. I didn't feel like I could say anything to anybody else that could help anyone else. The point being is, it's kind of like, this is not conceptual. It's not like, oh, I need a video idea, let me make a video on rest and productivity. For me, the hiatus I took, the intentional rest that I took was so important for me and the way I think. And I think after that time, I was probably the most productive I've ever been. And now that the kind of hype of the Black Lives Matter movement has tailed off a bit, it's good to remind ourselves that this is not a cultural phenomenon. This is daily experiences for people, and that's really important. But yeah, I'll make videos about stuff that I really care about and that pertain to my life, and I hope that it can help people, benefit people in some shape or form. Oh, dramatic lighting. There we go. So thanks guys for watching the video. Yeah, the song that I made that came out of my short hiatus, I'll put that on my SoundCloud. It's or rather on private. It's on my SoundCloud. Please go and check it out. I think that's really important. Also, just in the theme of rest and productivity and the whole Black Lives Matter thing, I recorded a podcast with my older brother. And I probably won't drop that straight away. I recorded it a long time ago, and it'll probably be weird because I have different hair than I do now. But yeah, I'll put that together sometime, and that's definitely coming soon. Don't know how soon, but coming soon. Outside of that, my blog is mainly about my life, but more generally, it's about the things I struggle with as a Christian, and I just talk about different aspects such as, you know, peace or faithfulness or love and etc. etc. It'll be sick if you could check that out. And yeah, this has been James. Peace.